a speeding bullet, more powerful than a locomotive, able to leap tall buildings at a single bound. Look! Up in the sky! It's a bird! It's a plane! It's Superman!
I'll begin by saying I am a very cynical, cold-hearted, mean, hateful person. And so Superman has never really reached me like that. Up until very recently, I've never been able to see the appeal in Superman. The white guy who's perfect, who's impenetrable, who's bulletproof, who can fly, who can leap buildings in a single bound, who can stop trains with his hands, who can reverse the Earth's, rotation. It's not for me. None of the movies have been for me. Not Superman 1, not Superman 2, not Superman 3. I barely remember Superman Returns. Man of Steel, it's fine, it's alright. Batman vs. Superman, what the fuck was that? Justice League, the wrong version and then the boring version, both of them suck. Superman has not had a movie that really moves me. And so when it was announced that James Gunn was taking over the DC universe and he was revamping it and they were starting off with Superman and Superman was going to lead the way for the rest of the DC universe, I was, I'll say, skeptical. And now that I've seen Superman and now that I've seen what James Gunn envisions for the DC universe, I'm not exactly convinced. I'm not exactly a zealot, but I'm intrigued.
Are you being serious right now?
Yeah.
You'd let me interview you as Superman.
Sure.
Ready?
Let's do it, Cronkite.
Superman.
Miss Lane.
Recently, you've come under a lot of fire for what
know,
some
it's
might.
a lot of fire,
it's a
but-
lot.
Superman has had a very interesting journey during the 21st century. My only interest in Superman was really from the Justice League animated cartoons. Batman movies were so much more important to a young Khalil than the Superman movies, and I didn't give a fuck about the comic books. And then the Batman TV shows were so much better than the Superman TV shows when I was a kid, so I liked those better. And then the Batman video games, were there even Superman video games? Are there even really Superman video games? Superman has been nothing to me for the majority of my life. Man of Steel did not fix that. Looking back on it, it really did not reflect what Superman actually is in any way, shape, or form. It was dark, it was gloomy, it was depressing. Superman didn't save anybody. Superman didn't extol any virtues. He just moped around and beat people up. It really was not at all indicative of the character. And I didn't know that because I had no prior relationship to Superman. I did not care about Superman. So the DC universe was in the shithole. And Superman was basically in the shithole. In the 21st century, we're all about ironic detachment, We don't want to like things genuinely. We don't want to look uncool. We don't want to look nerdy. We don't want to care. We don't want to be kind. We want to tweet. We want to be on our phones and shit. That's not Superman. And then we were like, let's make Superman evil over and over again. Let's make Superman an asshole. Because if a white guy had all those powers, 9 times out of 10, he'd probably be an asshole. That's what it's been so far in the 21st century. It's either he's been irrelevant, it's either he's been depressed, or he's been a mass killer and an asshole and a racist. And then James Gunn came around and swooped the character up. And in the lead up to this film, they've been pushing a sort of genuine, saccharine, very, sweet, very kind tone in all the trailers and all the promotional materials that I have kind of rubbed up against. I've been kind of with. I was uncertain. It's easy to make a mean movie. It's easy to make a mean piece of art. Music, painting, plays. To make something that's genuine, that's kind, it takes a lot. You gotta bleed for that. And low-key, James Gunn was the right pick to do that for Superman.
Superman. He's not a man. He's an it. He's somehow become the focal point of the entire world's conversation. I will not accept that.
I cleaned your boots. I'll go get them for you.
Let's talk about the actual movie. Spoilers. You're still here? Okay. Superman. So we begin the movie, and Superman is Superman. None of that origin story shit. We're right into the shit. He's wearing the suit, he's on Earth, he's fighting a bad guy, right? And he's losing. Superman is losing, and he's losing bad to the Bavarian champion. I forget what the fuck it is, but it is representative of this rogue nation in the Middle East that is invading another nation. Sound familiar? And Superman is losing to him bad. So from that fight, we find out that Lex Luthor is behind the fight. Lex Luthor is behind all of Superman's torment. That's basically the fucking movie. Lex Luthor torments Superman. He kidnaps his dog. He creates bot farms to spread hate over the internet against Superman. He kills anyone who loves Superman, or tries to kill anyone who loves Superman. He traps Superman in a room with kryptonite. It's a lot of the Lex Luthor shit. It's a lot of like the classic Superman versus Lex Luthor shit. And Lois Lane knows that Superman is Clark Kent. You know, they got all that shit out of the way where it's like, oh, where's Clark? Where did Clark go? Like, yeah. But it's so hilarious, especially with Superman, that there's this giant, handsome, tall, white guy. And like the only thing he does to disguise his identity is put on a pair of glasses. The most famous person on the planet, the most photographed person on the planet. Imagine if like his second identity was literally him just putting on glasses. At least like Hannah Montana put on a fucking wig. But anyway, it's basically Lex Luthor versus Superman. Lex Luthor representing, you know, the id. Superman representing the super ego. They like bash over like, you know, what it means to be human, what it means to like, you know, live in this world. How are we supposed to live in this world? Are we supposed to live with like, you know, unchecked rage, unchecked ambition, step on people, use people? Are we supposed to live like Superman, right? We're supposed to, you know, be kind to one another, you know, empathy, yada yada, shit like that. That's the movie. At the end of the day, it's basically Lex Luthor versus Superman. Superman wins at the end, sending Lex Luthor to prison. And then there's Supergirl. Shows up to get her fucking dog, Crypto. So the movie is fun. It's not exactly great, but it's fun. And I understand why people are reacting to it the way they are. People really love this movie. And I'll give it this. The movie gets Superman right. The most powerful man on the planet, right? And he chooses to do good. He chooses to be human. And this movie gets back to that. Zack Snyder was only interested in Superman as this insane, godlike ideal. Zack Snyder was like, yo, this guy having these powers is so fucking cool, right? Watch him fly around and kill people. In this movie, James Gunn really dramatizes Superman's, you know, struggle to remain good. He could just straight up laser everyone and anything, right? But that self-control, that fight to be good, him choosing to be good in the face of all of this temptation to just snap, James Gunn really dramatizes that well in this film. And all the while making all this commentary about the broader, greater world, and does it do it effectively? Sort of. It does it better than a lot of superhero movies do. A lot of superhero movies would not go as far as this movie does. Have a billionaire take over the jailing and punishment of an immigrant. And it is very much harped on the fact that Superman is an alien. They hit it really fucking hard, and they say it a lot. They say it a lot. Superman's an alien. Superman's an immigrant. They even go so far to say he'll have a harem of wives. He's here to conquer. They really go really far with that. And, you know, it's corny as hell, but it's brave. I like the idea of a director taking something that's supposed to be really, really pop and supposed to gross $1 billion and saying a bunch of insane shit in it. There was some speechifying towards the end that was sort of insufferable. I rolled my eyes a lot watching this movie, but I didn't hate it.
You have a dog?
This movie was good. Was it good enough to build an entire cinematic universe around? I don't think so. I don't think so. People are loving this movie. People are really digging this movie. I think we've been tired of ironic detachment for a long time, and we want to genuinely be good people again. We want some goodness in this world. Shit has sucked so much, and Superman is back. We're tired of Batman and his, trauma and shit. We're tired of all the moping and all the, brooding and, frowning. We want some light and some happiness, and Superman's bringing that, right? But I don't know if that, fervor is strong enough to boost up Supergirl. The MCU was a straight up fucking accident. Like that wasn't supposed to work out so well. And the fact that it did is truly a miracle. It's truly like a miracle, and I don't think it's going to ever be replicated again. James Gunn's very talented. I'm excited for Supergirl. I'm pretty sure Green Lantern Corps is getting a TV show. I'm going to, follow along. But I don't know if Superman is great enough, is going to be successful enough to build an entire universe of $200 million TV shows and movies around. And you gotta wonder, is this going to be the tone of every DC movie from now on? Is every DC movie, Batman, Wonder Woman, Green Lantern, are they all going to be really candy colored and quippy, genuine, saccharine, sweet? Are we going to do the Marvel Cinematic Universe but with James Gunn? What about the Batman? What the fuck is happening with that? Is Robert Pattinson's Batman in the fucking James Gunn universe? There's so many questions and not a lot of answers, but I'm interested. This movie wasn't bad. It wasn't amazing. It was good. Did it save superhero movies? No.
With superpowers far beyond